Yesterday was pretty unique. Let's say that. Yesterday was the 28th of April 2025. And in Spain, we went through 12 plus hours without electricity. It's still not fully recovered 100% in all places. And it also affected Portugal. So in this video, I want to reflect on that. I want to do a bit of a story time of how it was for me to live without electricity. So this is not the classic content that you will find on my channel. So if you're looking for the normal things that I do, feel free to skip it on. If you don't want to hang out with me, feel free to stay. And if you like this type of content, consider throwing a like and subscribe. Now, let me tell you, story time. So it all started for me at 12:30 midday. And it was pretty interesting, right? Because I work from home and I'm pretty lucky to work from home. Like, let's start from there. It's such a privilege. And all of a sudden, I didn't have any Wi-Fi, any electricity. All my second monitors were off. And I tried to use the tethering in the phone, but it was not working. It was really scattered, not really reliable, very, very poor signal. WhatsApps were taking from 1 minute to 15 minutes to be sent or to be received. So it was a bit frustrating to get to know if people were okay, to get to know from people. I tried to send a classic traditional SMS to my colleagues and to my boss saying, guys, I cannot work. There is a power outage. In my region, I thought. And then they told me, someone told me it's not your region, it's not your city, it's the whole Spain and Portugal. And I was like, wow. Okay, so then what can we do? Then I guess this is going to take some time to recover. How often do you practice the exercise of like recovering the electricity in your whole country, right? There is like a proper disaster recovery plan that needs to be put into place. And the little I know about electricity is that as soon as you start restarting nodes, you need to keep like similar wavelengths, similar type of energy, like energy power and things like that. I don't know I don't know much about the details, but basically you cannot rush it. If you rush it, it could be way worse. That's the only thing I know. I don't want to dwell in the causes. I just want to say I don't think it's a cyber attack or anything like that. I think it's way simpler. Of course, like it's natural to think in that way because fear and the media, but I don't think it's that because we will right away go into war, massive war, if that was the case. And so I just want to discard that from my thinking. If it's proven that it's like that, then okay, let's see the proofs. But until then, I don't think it's that. So basically, like at 12:30, right? So I got disconnected from everything, and I learned at that time that my flat needs electricity to provide water, which was an interesting thing to learn. Everything's connected these days, right? And then I took this book, Tell Me the Truth About Love. It's written by Susanna Abs, and it's a book about, she is a psychoanalytic psychotherapist for over 30 years, right? So Susanna covers 13 tales from couple therapy. And it's a work of fiction, but it's based on her own experience. And I took the book, right, because I really like reading about psychology. I like reading about how our brains work. And I thought, well, this has been in my shelf sitting for quite some time. I bought it in 2023. And I only realized that because I still kept the ticket from Foyles. There's this place in London that I really like. It's a massive Foyles bookstore. And for some reason, I kept the ticket. I normally don't do that. And then I was going for a walk and everything was extremely quiet. I went to a bar close to me and then I asked, is the payment system working for you? Like, could I pay if I wanted to purchase something? And then they said, we don't know, we can try. And then I said, okay, let's try to pay first. And then if it works, I will order something. So then I said, how much is a Coke? And then they said €3. I was like, wow, fucking hell. Cokes are getting expensive. But I paid for it. And then I sat there with my Coke and my book. And it was really sunny. And it was such a moment to connect with a book without any rush. Because like, what can I do? I really wanted to work. I honestly love my work. And I couldn't get back to work. So I was like, what can I do, right? Like, there is only analogical things that we can do now. I knew that the people that I care about, they were safe and fine via scattered WhatsApp. So I was like, okay, everything is under control. I cannot do much right now to fix this situation. So if you cannot fix it, maybe it's not a problem. One of those things, like if it doesn't have a solution, at least if it's out of your control, then why will you worry about that, right? So then I started reading, and it was such a powerful thing, to be honest, like to get back into reading, to disconnect from everything, from the noise, from the hustle. And then I stayed there for, I don't know, an hour plus. And I went back home. I was walking a bit more. Everything was super quiet. And I had lunch. Then I kept reading my book. Then I had a nap. And then after the nap, I realized, oh my God, I'm feeling so relaxed right now. Like, it was even difficult for me to wake up from that nap, because I realized how much pressure I put to my own brain, how much pressure, how much rush. And knowing that I couldn't do anything, it was a real opportunity for me to disconnect and to embrace the zen, to embrace a quieter life. We went to check on family. I took my motorbike for a quick ride. They were fine. So it was very nice to chat with them. Then we went back. And let me tell you, like, it was nice to see that I still have some power banks that they were charged, so I could use them to charge my phone, to use them as like lamp, like a lantern. And the day was mostly over. And honestly, like, when I was riding the bike, it was pretty interesting to see that traffic were self-regulated. Like, there were no traffic lights, right? So you needed to be careful, but somehow, because people knew or felt it, they were being extremely respectful. The people walking were the kings, naturally, and that was really powerful. And then you get to think, like, do we even need traffic lights? Of course we need them. The answer is people need some rules. But you get to realize how, at least in this country, everything was kind of working. And I don't want to remove the weight of this situation. I know this situation was really fucked up for so many people, especially businesses that lost so much money yesterday. People that were stuck in trains or in the underground, people that were feeling a lot of anxiety, right? Because they couldn't connect with their loved ones, and they needed that connection, because we are human beings, right? We need that level of connection. And WhatsApp was, at some point, there was no WhatsApp. At some point, we couldn't reach out to anyone. Like, there was no signal at all. So that was like pretty interesting. Like, how much is this going to last, right? For a second, I thought, is this going to be the new COVID 2.0? Like, will this take like a week to recover? Will it take a month? Because I was thinking, if it's like a new COVID, if it's like a new, let's say, experiment where you need to survive like super harsh conditions, I was wondering, man, I really think it's going to be way harder for me than last time, because I'm so connected to electricity. So I just wanted to reflect on that opportunity that life gave to me. I don't want to say that, oh my God, we should do this more often or something like that. No, not at all. I just think that it's important to evaluate how powerful it is to be doing analogic things. That doesn't mean that we should drop everything that we are doing. Like, our lives generally are great, and if they are not great, we should do something to make them greater. Sometimes we have the ability to course correct. Sometimes we don't. So there's a lot of privilege in saying that. But I think, just to like self-check how stressed you are. How can you fix your own situation? How can you, enjoy the moment? So I think I'm going to finish this book, Tell Me the Truth About Love, in the next week or so. It's really small. I'm going to book some time for that. Also, like, it was really interesting for me because, like, I play this game called Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and we have these guild battles, right? So guild battles, you have 3 opportunities per day, and I did 2 very early in the morning before going to work. And what happened was I was missing my last one, and I was like, fuck, man, I really want to, like, we are 30 people here, and I'm letting them down. What the fuck, man? And I couldn't do anything. I was like, well, if I cannot fix it, what can I do? Like I tried to send a message. I think it went through. I think my guild saw that, but it's still like I wanted to be there, and it's realizing that sometimes you cannot be there and you need to accept it. I think it's such a good opportunity. These days are such a good opportunity to reflect on saying, look, sometimes you cannot change the course of action. You can only be good within yourself, and you need to find those things that will help you being better, a bit better within yourself, to stay calm, to stay quiet in this turbulence. And I thought it was such a good moment to reflect on those things. At the same time, it's such a unique thing that in modern society we get these problems. A few months ago, we have this massive flood in Spain as well. So many people lost their lives. I don't know how many people lost their lives yesterday. Hopefully no one. But it's just like these kind of days, they really make you appreciate your life, and they really help you live your life to the fullest. It's just sad that we need these days to realize how beautiful life is, how powerful it is to be connected, to send a message and to see that it reaches the person that you want to connect with, how powerful it is to slow down, how powerful it is to be with your loved ones, enjoy the moment, just be present, just, I don't know. I don't have any massive quote that I could share with you or insightful thing. I just wanted to tell you my experience, my day, and this is it. I also ate a lot of salmon yesterday because it was gonna run out, and we had plenty in the fridge. So I ate way more ice creams that I wanted to eat because they were also going to run out. So I took the opportunity to eat some ice creams. That was really good. It's just like the little things in life. And I just wanted to share that. I was so glad that electricity came back around 1:30 my time. So then I was able to do my last attempt in this guild battle. I was able to contribute. I was so happy, honestly. And then because electricity came back, I was all of a sudden super switch on again. My brain was still, my brain went from 0 to boom, 100%. I need to know everything again. And I was like, wow, can I learn something from this? Can I use this opportunity to try to slow down my own brain, slow down my own eagerness to learn more, but not to. I think it's really important that our own beings are working in a given way, and I think it's such a blessing that I always want to learn more things and always want to do more things and stuff like that. At the same time, it's a blessing in a course where I need to teach myself to know how to slow down. So, for example, yesterday it took me a lot to fall asleep after doing my guild battle, after playing Final Fantasy, because I was like, wow, I want to learn about all these things that has happened. And it's like, well, these things can wait. Knowing and teaching myself that these things can wait, I think is super important. And so if I can take something from yesterday, was that like sometimes I need to learn how to let go of some eagerness, how to let go of some words that people use, some expressions that, in conversations. Sometimes there is a word that sticks. It's like, why are you saying this in this way? Or why are you expressing this in this way? And sometimes they get stuck with me, and I realize I need to let it go. Like, it's so powerful to let things go, not to diminish them. I'm not saying that. It's just like, this is important, fine. I don't need to fix this, or I don't need to lose the next hours thinking about this. I can park it and come back to this if it's really important. Like, giving the right weight to the right things. For example, my eagerness to learn the reasons behind the thing and the disaster recovery stuff is like, yeah, this can wait. This can wait. I don't need to lose my sleep on this one. But it's so important to do the exercise, to learn yourself, to apply those things, to grow from your own mindset, to grow from who you are. Yeah, I just wanted to reflect on that. Yesterday was the 28th of February, 2025, and it was such a unique day for me. Yeah, I just wanted to say I'm so grateful for everything I have, for the people around me, grateful that everybody's safe, and grateful to be able to connect actually now with you all by using electricity. And this is the message. That's it. Thank you for watching. Until the next time. Cheerios. Bye bye.